Will the Uprising balance be too hot to handle, or will the cards leave us out in the cold? It's time to look at Uprising by the numbers. Hi friends, welcome back to Nearly Sane Games. I'm Neil, and today we're going to be taking a look at the numbers of the cards in Uprising. Now as usual, I will start and assume that each card is balanced, and I will give the abilities on that card a number value in a way that balances it the best. Now, as we get more cards with those abilities, we will try to keep the numbers balanced across as many cards as possible. There are some cards that are very complex, though, and have potentially multiple abilities or choices, and I'm not going to try to attempt to balance those cards. Those cards will just be whatever their ability is. In this video, I'm only going to be going over the cards that are considered out of balance. I will leave a link of my spreadsheet in the description below, and you can check out the numbers of all of the cards. With that, let's get started. I'm going to start with Draconic Illusionist, but I'm going to skip the dragons. The invoke cards are difficult to evaluate. They create an ally with Phantasm that has its own ability stapled onto it. The dragon will also have Go Again because the invoke cards are red. I don't know what the power level is, but it seems strong. Moving on, we have Embermaw Centipie, which is mostly an Enigma Chimera, but we gain a small benefit if we are popped. We remain at the same rating of -10. Sweeping Blow, on the other hand, has built-in Go Again while still making us an Ash, giving us a score of 10. Moving on to Draconic Ninja, Phoenix form is a bit above the curve, but will take some setup to activate all of the modes. Soaring Strike shares the same on-hit templating as Mounting Anger and Rising Resentment, but Go Again is much more powerful effect than +1 power or -1 resource, so this card rates much higher. Looking at the Draconic cards, Liquefy has a similar ability to expose to the elements, and that was not a particularly good card. Tome of Firebrand lets you draw at instant speed, but only if you meet its steep requirement. With no block, it gets a low score. Rise Up gets to peak out a bit above average. Breaking Point proves that it is no Command and Conquer. Inflame could have used some better stats. Lava Burst comes up a little short. Searing Touch underwhelms. If Phoenix Flame was a normal card, it would be pretty bad. If you have played against it, though, you will understand that it is not a normal card. Our first Elemental Wizard card is Encase, which is a red zap with decent upside. Freezing Point starts out as an expensive red Voltic Bolt, but has the potential to add a good amount of additional arcane damage. On the other hand, Sigil of Permafrost delivers a bit too little for the setup required. Ice Eternal doesn't score well with its XX cost. You might be a little bit more balanced if you're using 0 for the X. Aether Ice Vein scores well despite requiring fusion and a hit to add its powerful effect. Icebind and Polar Cap don't rate as well with their weaker effects. Insidious Chill is our first ice card. It scores a little low, but that may be just my scoring system trying to deal with the complexity of this card. Arctic Incarceration just doesn't give you enough value for the cost of a card. For Illusionist cards, Frightmare's lack of block pulls its score down, and Semblance's instant speed tricks can't get it to a positive score. The ninja cards Take the Tempo and Rapid Reflex have strict restrictions that bring their scores down. If you're a wizard and you want to be like Kano, Tome of Duplicity will let you do that. Just understand that it's not very efficient. Read the Ripples comes with a below average score. Finally, we'll look at the Uprising generics. Feindel's Fighting Spirit is a generally worse version of Raging Onslaught. Sift is interesting because it is basically the Sink Below ability with more cards. The ability scores well, but it's hard to justify spending a card on it. Hope Merchant's Hood might be a better choice if you need this effect. Trade-In has decent value, especially if played from Arsenal. Healing Balm is no Sigil of Solace. Sigil of Protection scores a bit lower than Enchanting Melody, while Oasis Respite scores pretty high. So that's it. That's the balance of all the action cards in the Uprising set. Which cards do you feel are underpowered and overpowered? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing. Also check out my other By the Numbers videos of previous sets. Until next time, I'm Neil, and you've been watching Nearly Sane Games.